I realized listening back to a few episodes that I laugh so hard at your jokes that it's like a silent laugh.
Oh.
So I think that you're very funny and I'm laughing really hard.
I do the same thing.
But
there are
when
parts
I
of the podcast where it's just silent.
Yeah.
And it's usually preceded by one of us saying something hilarious. But it kind of just seems like we're taking moments of silence for the hilarity of the jokes.
Yeah. It's like it sometimes just comes off as like an awkward pause or like we just are staring into space. But then if you watch the video, we're laughing really hard.
It would be funny one time to just do that. But in the video, we just stare at the camera. We don't actually laugh. We just look completely straight-faced at the camera. But yeah, I think we both could work on the ha 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 just a little more. Just a little. I also realized that I like move away from the mic when I'm laughing because I
don't want it to be annoying where I'm laughing straight into the microphone.
Or you like want to bend over or something. It's just a normal reaction to like move a little bit when you laugh.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we can't do that. We can't be natural. We have to laugh directly into the mic. Yes.
You're gonna hear a lot of that today.
Oh my God, we're gonna sound like Jimmy Carr. You know how he laughs? The British guy who does 8 out of 10
I know
cats.
Who he is.
He goes, ha ha. But that's his actual laugh.
Okay. Let's do it. We just gotta adopt that.
Channel Jimmy.
We need to be louder.
Yes. Hi, welcome to Everything's Dumb. My name is Victoria.
I am Kate.
And today we're talking about pirates. Arr. Yes, we sure are talking about pirates.
Are we really?
I'm not joking. We're actually going to talk about pirates today.
I will be calling you matey at some point throughout this recording.
That's fine. That works.
Forewarning.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cool.
However, first, I realized a few episodes ago I said that I was going to the John Williams concert.
Yes.
And then I never actually talked about it.
You never went.
No, I did go.
It didn't happen.
I went and I had a great time. Nice. I don't know why I never mentioned it after that, but had a lot of fun and it was very seamless. I know that before I went, I talked about how the parking sucks and like getting there is so stressful. But Kelly and I took an Uber down there. And they have a designated little Uber parking lot right across the street.
Yes.
So you just get dropped off.
I remember before that happened. And it was a nightmare.
An absolute shit show.
Because I've never been, but I have.
Yeah.
That has been my exit to get home before. And that fucking sucked.
Yes. Same. I do remember driving past the Hollywood Bowl and it taking like 45 minutes. Yeah. Not good. But this was fine. We got dropped off and we just walked. They have a little tunnel like under the street.
Oh, cool.
So you just walk through a little tunnel and then we went into the gift shop because we got there pretty early.
Nice.
And they had these really cool posters. And we were thinking about buying some, but they're like $50. And then I loved the sweater that they had. And Kelly was like, well, if the poster is $50, how much do you think the sweater is? And I was like, $90.
It's $50.
Right. The hoodie was not $90. I think it was $80.
Oh,
still way out of my price range. But the designs were so cool.
Yeah.
And then, we went up to the concert. We had, I don't think there are any bad seats in the whole place.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the bowl.
Yeah. There's no like obstructed view or anything.
Yeah.
But we had a great time. And the first bit, there was like an intermission in the middle. And for the first bit, it was songs from movies. I had seen some of the movies, but some of them I had never seen, but I'd heard of.
Any examples?
Oh, actually, they did a song from Memoirs of a Geisha, which I have seen.
Okay.
I think I saw it when it came out, so I didn't remember the music, but that was really beautiful. There was a cello solo.
Oh, nice.
And that was really nice. There were just so many movies where I was like, oh, that sounds familiar, but I've never seen it.
Right.
But the music was so great. Like, you don't really care.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after intermission, they did Indiana Jones.
Nice.
And then there was a big screen above the orchestra. And for the first half, it was just a few different colors. Like for one song, it would be like blue. and it had kind of like a texture to it.
Mhm.
And then the next one, it would be red. But then for Indiana Jones, they played like a montage from the movie.
Clips from the-
Along with the music, which was really fun. And then they did, of course, they eventually got to Star Wars.
Yes.
And they played a bunch of montages. They did like a whole Han Solo. So they did Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford, and then they did the Han Solo thing with Harrison Ford.
Nice.
I was like, this feels like Harrison Ford night.
Transition. Talk about seamless.
Yes. But it was so cool and it was so fun, and so many people were dressed up.
Oh, cool.
And there were people selling lightsabers down by the entrance of the Hollywood Bowl. So when they started doing the Star Wars music, and by then the sun had set and everyone pulled out their lightsaber, and it was just so much fun. And I know that, sometimes things in the world are like not exactly the most enjoyable, but then you go to something like that and you're like, isn't it so cute that humans like created movies and made beautiful music to go with it, and now we're like celebrating that? Like, it was just really nice.
Lightsabers were $90?
No, they were I think they were only like $10 or $15.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, but some people.
And you didn't get one of those?
No. I know. I guess I could have. But some people had theirs on for the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end, their battery was already starting to fade.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they're like the best quality. But it was very fun to see that, especially like in the dark, people are waving them around.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. And, next summer, we should pick a show.
Yeah.
And go to it.
Sounds fun.
So that you can cross it off your bucket list.
Sweet. Will do.
Cool. I have a lot of information about pirates. I'm going to try not to get like bogged down in the history too much. The history is very interesting. I'm just going to roll through it. And if we get to it all, then we do. And if we don't, then we don't. So we'll just see how it goes.
All right.
So piracy takes place during bad economic times and then also good economic times.
Oh, okay. So there's a pattern.
So pirates are always around.
All the times.
Yes. And they've been around for thousands of years. So pirates has been around basically forever. As long as people have had goods on ships, pirates were like, I'm going to sail out there and get that. Like, I will take that, please.
As long as there has been treasure, we have been burying it.
Yes, exactly. I tend to think of pirates as Europeans in the Atlantic Ocean and around the Caribbean.
Sure.
Probably because of movies and books about pirates.
Right.
But they have lived all over the world. There are Chinese pirates. There are Turkish pirates.
They get around.
There are Thai pirates. They do get around.
It's a lot of different types of parrot. Or is it all just the same parrots? I wonder.
Different types.
Yeah, probably.
All different types. So the earliest records of piracy come from the Eastern Mediterranean, specifically Turkey. And Turkey actually aligned themselves with pirates to the point that everyone else was scared of Turkey because they knew them as the country that was very like pirate friendly. Interesting. Yeah. It's an interesting strategy, but I think it worked for them. Plato,
home of the pirates,
the Turkish pirates. Plato, who lived around 400 BCE, mentioned piracy as a common profession. So it was going strong. They targeted ships and raided coastal settlements and took slaves.
Wow. Fun.
Yeah. So if you live near the coast, you could expect pirates to show up and kidnap you and sell you into slavery.
So not quite capitalism and greed, but greed.
Lots of greed.
Definite greed.
Lots of greed.
Definitely some greed.
Yeah. Julius Caesar was captured by pirates.
Really?
And ransomed as a young man.
I did not.
Yes. I did not know that either. He was ransomed. So, they paid the ransom and he was freed. But while he was in captivity, he told the pirates that kidnapped him, when I am freed, I am going to return and kill you.
Oh.
So then he was freed and he returned and killed them.
Wow.
My question is,
good on his promise.
Why did they release him? Like, that's a very clear, direct threat.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't quite know what they were doing with that back then.
No, they didn't.
Was he like the first ransom? Maybe like
They-
the OG.
They're like, we've never done this before. We don't know. We don't know.
Oh, you know what would have been better if we killed it? That might have been smarter.
Yeah.
If we killed him before we could have just taken the money and then killed him, and then we'd have our money instead of being dead.
Yeah. No, he
Hindsight.
returned and crucified them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I've heard is not a fun way to go.
Where have you heard that?
The Bible?
Mm.
Just kidding. I haven't read the Bible. Do you
The Bible speaks to you?
You want to be nailed to a cross and die slowly?
I just, I haven't heard much. Either way, I'm not trying to.
You're not trying to take sides on crucifixion?
I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not here to,
oh my
to
God.
judge your methods.
Okay.
Or Caesar's methods.
So
he had salads to make.
Oh God, I love a Caesar salad.
Isn't they good?
Yeah. Extra cheese, extra croutons, extra dressing.
You need the crunch.
Extra chicken. Extra everything except the lettuce, I feel.
The lettuce is just the vehicle.
Yeah.
For the dressing.
Yeah.
And all of the other stuff.
Oh, it's so good. So the Romans were used to pirates and they kind of just let them do their thing. The only reason that the Roman Empire shut down pirate activity in the Mediterranean was because they threatened their corn supply. And this is how I learned that Romans ate corn.
And that they had a whole supply of it.
Yeah. I never imagined, I thought corn was like from the Americas, like exclusively.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird that
is very
Romans ate corn?
Yeah.
In 67 BCE, Rome granted a military leader named Pompey Magnus, which might be the dumbest name I've heard in a long time.
So that is a character from Zoolander mixed with a porn star. That's a porn star from the film Zoolander. Okay.
Wow. That is spot on.
Yep.
Ben Stiller, we have some ideas for you.
I really want a Caesar salad right now.
I'm sorry. I mean, I do too. We shouldn't have brought that up.
Cursed me.
Yeah. But anyway, so this dude, he succeeded in 3 months getting rid of all the pirates in the Mediterranean. And he did it because he was given 500 ships by Rome. And he just divided the Mediterranean into like strips. And his ships would go to the end of each strip and just sail north and push all the pirates like into the coast of Europe. And then they would like go meet them on the beach and be like, hey, so we're capturing your ships. And I thought that they would be like, and we're also murdering you.
Right.
But he actually said, we're taking your ships because what you're doing is illegal, but do you want to be a farmer? And a lot of them were like, oh, instead of death? Okay.
Wow.
And he was like, cool. So like, we're going to set you up on this farm. And I mean, they had to work for the Roman Empire. It's not like they weren't completely free, but like they weren't killed.
And they just got to farm corn.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess that fixes the corn problem.
And the labor shortage.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pompey Magnus, not such a fool after all.
Yeah. Hilarious name, but had a few good ideas.
Yeah. Okay, so then after the fall of Rome, Europe fragmented into smaller kingdoms. They weren't like proper countries yet. There are smaller kingdoms, and almost none of them had a proper navy. So pirates were just like, okay, we're back. Like, there's no one to stop us. We're back.
Also, can you imagine just like having 500 ships that you could loan some dude? Like,
no.
We still have, can we just, they're in the storage. Do we have 500?
In the storage.
Do we have 500 ships back
in
there
the warehouse
that we can hand Magnus over?
I mean, it was the Roman Empire. Like, they did
Crazy.
take over the world for a reason.
But like, what were those ships doing beforehand?
I don't know.
Like, how do you just have 500 ships sitting around?
Sailing, conquering.
Okay.
Basically doing what pirates do, but pretending that it was legal.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing it with like pomp and circumstance.
Yeah. Doing it with the backing of the government.
They combed their beards before they went out there and raped and pillaged.
And that's what made them gentlemen.
Yes.
So the Vikings were from Norway,
Mm-hmm.
and they raided coasts and rivers across Europe. They often attacked Britain because Norway and Britain are right next to each other.
Not friendly neighbors?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people in Scotland have Norwegian. I almost said Norse. Norse ancestry, but those are the gods, right? They have
That's
Norwegian
the
ancestry.
mythology, yeah.
They have Norse ancestry.
Okay.
Because the Vikings would come over so often and like set up shop. So
Nice.
eventually they
did get
had
friendly.
some kids. Yeah, I guess so. And then in the Mediterranean, once again, we had pirates come back with full force. Muslim pirates from North Africa raided Europe, and they kidnapped European Christians and sold them into slavery.
Good for them.
I guess
nice to
so.
see the minorities
do the
really
most
thrive.
horrible thing humans can do to each other.
Just, like,
it's not white people
get
for
in
once.
on the white man's game, you know? Go for it.
Well, I think
Can't beat them.
The oldest records that I could find of slavery were from the Middle East, and it was just rich people kidnapping poor people, like in their own town. So it was people
Why travel when we have wars here?
It was people of the exact same race and religion just forcing each other into slavery.
I mean, yeah.
So
white people did that sometimes too.
No, yeah, everyone did it.
Yeah.
Everyone did it. I'm not saying it's okay, of course. I'm not a slavery apologist.
Yet.
Jesus Christ. Let's not ever pretend that I would
in the beginning of the episode.
Like that. Fucking hell. Okay, so the golden age of piracy, which is probably it's what I think of when I think of pirates.
Blackbeard.
Yes, exactly.
Johnny Depp.
Yes. I will get there.
Ooh.
I have something to say. I have a few things to say.
Okay.
Don't worry. I actually kind of wanted to do this whole episode about that, but that, that's not necessary.
Are any of our episodes necessary?
No.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Let's scrap everything we've recorded and we're going to just talk about the movie Pirates of the Caribbean.
I would be okay with that. I really liked the first two movies. After that, it got weird. Okay, so the golden age of piracy was from the late 17th century to the early 18th century. So like the late 1600s to the early 1700s.
Okay.
That century stuff always trips me up. I have to go back and spell it out for myself.
It's like the imperial system. Doesn't make sense.
It's just an extra step.
Yep.
You have to go in and do the translation in your head. Very dumb. Very dumb. Okay, so in the golden age of piracy, you had pirates from Spain, England, France, the Netherlands, and Portugal. And the valuable trade routes were from the Americas to and from Africa for a very specific reason.
What were we giving to Africa?
Gold. And then we were bringing back other things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so some governments would issue letters of marque to privateers, which is another word for legal pirates. So if the government liked you,
a privateer,
which is what happened in Pirates of the Caribbean, if the government liked you and thought that you were good at being a pirate, they'd be like, we're actually going to make what you specifically are doing legal. Like, we're not going to punish you for it, but you have to work for us.
Interesting.
So a lot of pirates, when they got captured, the government would either hang you or they would be like, now you work for us.
Like when they get someone from the mob and they flip them and turn them into an informant.
Yeah.
They're like, go back into the mob.
Yeah.
Keep living your awesome life.
It's kind of like that.
Tell us everything and wear this wire.
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then a lot of sailors who fought in different wars throughout the years, after the war, they'd be unemployed and they were like, well, I have sailing experience. May as well become a pirate because no one else will hire me.
And also very lucrative.
Yes, very lucrative. And a lot of people who became pirates were social outcasts. Like they were born into a poor family and they didn't have an education. There's actually quite a bit of evidence to support the idea that pirates sometimes were members of the LGBTQ community. There were some trans pirates, people who literally could not live on land and live a normal life because if they lived their normal life, they would be like shunned from society and or murdered. But pirates were like, oh, you want to join us and like do your fair share of work? We don't give a fuck about anything.
Right.
So come join us. Like, it's not a problem. We don't need to know anything about you.
This leads me to, I know you have.
No, we're going to talk about it. It's in my notes. We're going to get there.
Okay.
I literally have something about it. Okay. Don't worry. Yeah. Because I saw that name on a list of famous pirates and I was like, well, this is a joke because that's from a TV show. And then I Googled the name and was like, he was a real person? But then I didn't want to research the real person because I was like, I don't want the show spoiled for me.
Yes.
Because I actually do plan on watching it one day. But we'll get there. It's in my notes.
Okay.
I like how you know exactly. Yeah, I know.
Because all of that stuff is in there.
Yes. No, I know. Okay, so most of the piracy during the golden age of piracy took place in the Caribbean, the eastern seaboard of North America, so off the coast of like Virginia and the Carolinas and stuff, and then the West African coast, and then in the Indian Ocean. So, famous pirates. Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Henry Morgan. Is that Captain Morgan?
I believe so.
Okay. There are 2 women who are famous pirates.
Yes.
Anne Bonny and Mary Read. I don't know that much about Mary Read, but Anne Bonny was born to an Irish, I think either politician or businessman, like a famous rich guy.
Nice.
And he was married with kids and then he had an affair with his housekeeper.
Oh.
And that resulted in Anne being born.
Nice.
But he would dress her up as a boy because he wanted to spend time with her, but he didn't want people to know that he had had an affair. So he'd dress her up as a boy and pretend that he was his like little assistant servant boy. And then he would like take her around town.
Wow. At least he wasn't a neglectful father, even if he was like a cheating piece of shit.
He was trying.
That's nice.
But then people found out. So then he sent Anne and her mother to live in, I think, North Carolina, which at the time was just like the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Actually, no, South Carolina. Sorry.
That's nice.
Yeah, not as nice. But he did try. Which, like, the bar is so low.
Tragically.
Like, it's impressive that he at least acknowledged her existence.
Right. Yes.
Anyway, so Anne Bonny became a pirate, and then she met Mary Read, who was also a pirate, and they would dress up as men. And there's this whole story about them kind of, like, falling in love. Because they both knew that they were a woman dressed up as a man.
Yep.
And these were both straight women.
Right.
And then they made a connection with this like man on the ship. And they're like, oh, he's so attractive and mysterious. And he's like nice to me. And I don't know if this is true, but there's a story about them ending up in some like little closet together. And they were about to like get it on. And then they both took off their jackets and they were like, oh my God, you're a woman too?
Yeah.
So then they just ended up being friends.
Nice.
But then they were eventually caught along with their crew. And during the trials, all of the pirates were sentenced to death. So all of the men that they worked with were hanged. But then at the exact same time, they both stood up and were like, I'm pregnant. And they actually were both pregnant.
Oh my God.
So they were both spared from being hanged.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but sadly, Mary Read died a few months later, and they think that she died during childbirth.
Stupid kids.
Yeah, I know. Because during the trial, you couldn't really tell that she was pregnant, but like a doctor examined her and said that she was. So she was probably like 3 or 4 months. And then she died, like 6 months later. So it was probably during childbirth. But then Anne went on to marry some dude and have like 7 more kids.
Damn.
Which, poor lady. But at least she survived.
Wow.
Okay, so now Stede Bonnet,
yes,
who is the main character in the show Our Flag Means Death on HBO. Like I said, I did not know that he was a real pirate. And he was born to a wealthy British family in Barbados. And he was like, I want to go sail the seas, but I am I am a wealthy gentleman. So he became the gentleman pirate. And I've only watched about 3 or 4 episodes of that show. So like I said, I didn't want to do too much research because I didn't want the show spoiled. But on that show, there is a woman who dresses up as a man, and there are like some gay characters, and you might know more because you've watched more of it than I have.
Well, those 2 women are in the 2nd season.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Stumble upon these 2 women, and it's them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I just learned about those women from other articles that I read for this episode.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
I didn't even know that they were in the show.
I believe Andy McDowell? No, Minnie Driver is one of them.
Love Minnie Driver.
Yeah, and she's fucking awesome.
Oh my God, I love.
Because they get to like be crass and curse.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so
Minnie
good.
Driver does that really well.
Yeah.
She's in an episode of an English sitcom where she plays herself, but it's one of those things where it's like in Zoolander where celebrities play themselves, but they play like it's like in Extras.
I was just gonna say
they play like the worst version of themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
So she comes in and this was like I think in the late 90s, so she was already famous. But she came in and one of the women wanted to be her stylist. So they were like flattering her and trying to schmooze her. And she kept getting on the phone to her publicist and she was like, I'm in this store and like they keep offering me a discount and it's so embarrassing. Like, why am I not getting it for free? And she's playing this as like entitled brat. It's great. Okay, I didn't even know that. That's awesome. I really do like that show, but I don't know. You know my thing with TV shows where I just get intimidated and it's hard. It is good though. It is very funny. So I'm looking. Okay, now I have so much to look forward to.
We gotta go eat Caesar salads and watch our flag means death. I think is the end of this episode.
That is an amazing idea. That is amazing. Yeah, I didn't. I had no idea that guy was a real person.
Yeah, all of the pirates in it are.
Well, because
like accurate or based off of like you said, like there's a woman that dresses
up
as, like there's a non-binary character.
So the pirate havens were in the Bahamas, and a place called Tortuga, which is in Haiti, which is in parts of the Caribbean, and Port Royal, which is in Jamaica. They used the Jolly Roger, which is the skull and crossbones. And I loved I think it's the first episode of Our Flag Means Death where they were coming up with the flags.
Yes.
They had their little like sewing project afternoon.
It was a contest. It was like who can come up with
one of them had like a cat on it.
So fucking fun.
Yeah. So the British, Spanish, and French navies were like, we have to stop this piracy because it's like ruining all of our trade. So they began anti-pirate campaigns. And by the 1730s, the golden age of piracy was basically over.
And now we have all of those warnings in front of our movies that if you copy this DVD, FBI will come after you.
Yeah, because you'll be a pirate.
Anti-piracy warning.
Man, that's like the lamest version of a pirate.
Yep.
You don't even get to go onto the ocean.
No eye patch needed. Like,
yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. Okay, so have you heard of the Barbary pirates?
I don't think so.
Probably not. I don't really think most people have. So they were the ones that I mentioned earlier. They were founded by the Redbeard brothers, who were Turkish brothers, and they're the ones who kidnapped Christians. And it's estimated that over 1 million Europeans were enslaved during that period.
Jesus.
Which is a lot of people.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So then they were in Europe. They were operating in the Mediterranean. But then after the United States gained independence from Britain, the pirates were like, oh, we have a whole new country to attack. And they're not related to Britain.
Yeah.
Like Great Britain. I don't know what it was called at the time. Like maybe just England. Who knows?
Yeah.
They don't have like the backing of the British Empire anymore. They're just on their own. They're a fledgling country. So they started attacking American ships. And they're considered America's first terrorist threat.
Oh.
And
the OG.
Yeah. And my guy, Thomas Jefferson, was president at the time. And he said, I'm not having any of this. So he was like, I'm over this. We're not doing this shit. So the Barbary Wars, which I had never heard of, took place from 1801 to 1815.
That's a long time.
Yep. 14 years.
Jesus.
I had
But wars
literally
used to last like an afternoon and a half or something. Like,
yeah. Well, also the War of 1812 took place during this time. So, but yeah, I mean, you and I, we just talked about American education in the last episode. We have never heard of this. No. So interesting. Anyway, Thomas Jefferson won. So the pirates fucked off and left us alone.
Okay.
Go Thomas Jefferson. The British Empire and the rest of Europe built up their navies and basically made pirates
great again.
Huh? No. They made them, it was basically impossible to be a pirate anymore because the Navy would just immediately, like the
standards
full
were
Navy.
Too high and you needed like 4 letters of recommendation.
Yeah.
And you also needed to have a credit score without having a credit card yet. It was.
Yeah. And you had to write a cover letter and no one wants that shit.
God.
Yeah. So piracy really took a steep drop off. However,
bringing it back. Yeah. Retro. We got Freaky Fridays back in theaters. We got piracy back on the rise.
Yes.
It's all connected.
Yeah. Really good times. So I'm sure you've heard of Somali pirates.
I'm the captain now.
Yes.
Yep.
Did you know that he ad-libbed that line?
I heard that they ad-libbed all of it. Like that they that whole scene where the pirates come in, that was all ad-libbed.
That's crazy because I know that the main guy, and so I kind of assume the other guys as well, like didn't have any acting experience.
No, exactly.
How do you come up with a line like that?
So, first of all, I don't fucking know. I mean, they're all actors now, but
I'm the actor now.
Exactly. But yeah, that whole scene was improvised, and then I actually just saw it was weird, like on Instagram a couple days ago, I saw this thing where this scene where everything's over, spoiler alert, Captain Phillips lives, and Tom Hanks's character is like getting checked out by the, like right after it happens, and he's getting checked out by the Navy medical person. Then they're like cutting his shirt off and everything. Yeah. That's an actual Navy medical person. That is not an actor. And she is just doing what she would do. And the whole thing is improvised between the two of them. So Tom Hanks is like just shocked and obviously didn't, which makes it so much better because like you would be so disoriented in that situation, and this woman is just going through the like, hey, can you tell me where it hurts? I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath. And like he did a really obviously amazing job of being in shock and everything, but she just did the normal. It was all so authentic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of that movie is improvised, and a lot of it's not from actual actors. It's just that Tom Hanks and everybody could. And like he said that when they like bust in the pirates and they didn't know what was going to happen, and everyone just comes in, and it's like real fucking fear.
Yeah. Because
you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know what the lines were going to be, that they were going to have the guns pointed at you, or you were like, nothing was choreographed. And then they yell cut and everyone's like, nice to meet you, Tom Hanks. You know, like so crazy. Like how weird it was to go from like real absolute fear to just being like, oh, it's so nice to meet you, Mr. Hanks. Like,
Mr. Gump.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Another good movie.
A really good movie. So that movie came out in 2013 and I saw it. I don't think I saw it in theaters, but I saw it like pretty soon after it came out. And then in 2014 at the Virginia Film Festival in Charlottesville, I saw a movie called Fishing Without Nets, which is it's basically Captain Phillips, but it's told from the perspective of a Somali fisherman.
Right.
And it's really good. And it's an indie movie. And at the film festival, a lot of times they get like the producers, the director or something to do like a Q&A afterwards. And I think one of them had gone to UVA. Oh, cool. So I think that's why they were showing it there. But they talked about like how hard it was to film in Somalia, and they had to get all these permits, and like shooting on the water is so difficult.
I can't even.
But I felt so bad because I was like, because we watched the movie and the movie was excellent.
Right.
And then they had the Q&A and they were talking about this, and they had a budget of like $4 million, which is nothing in filmmaking, especially to go to a whole nother country. I mean, I'm sure
on
it's
the water.
cheaper to film in Somalia than it is in the US, but still, just to get everything there and get everything organized.
Right.
I mean, that is like almost a nothing budget. And I felt so bad for them because the movie was awesome, but then it came out and they had been working on it for like 6 years, like before Captain Phillips even happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, like the massive Tom Hanks movie like came out just before theirs. Like that sucks. But it was really good. So it's called Fishing Without Nets and it was great. I highly recommend it.
All right.
So just a little bit about Somali pirates because they are kind of the main pirates at the moment.
Yeah. They are the moment.
Okay, so there's a place called the Gulf of Aden, and it is right off the coast of Somalia. And any ship carrying oil from Saudi Arabia has to go through the Gulf of Aden.
Well, that seems
tricky. So that's why they're getting attacked so often.
Yeah.
Because it's right there.
They know exactly where they're going to be.
Yeah. So these ships now have like armed guards on them. And if you do not have armed guards, your insurance is way more expensive.
Wow.
Like the insurance companies are requiring you to have armed guards because they know that you stand a huge chance of getting attacked. So these Somali pirates, again, it's a situation where like a lot of them are fishermen.
Yep.
Which is what that movie is about.
Exactly.
And foreign fishing companies are bringing these massive trawlers, which are like the big ships, like industrial sized fishing ships, and they're bringing them in and they're taking all the fish.
Yep.
And these fishermen are like, we can't feed our families.
Exactly.
We go out fishing and we pull up the nets and there's nothing.
It's like the opposite of capturing pirates and turning them into farmers.
Yeah.
We're taking all the fish from the hardworking fishermen that are just trying to do their job and like make a living. But we're going in there and scraping the bottom of the ocean floor completely clean.
Yeah.
Because every single grocery store in America has to have a full stack of every type of fish at all times.
Yeah. Like fucking Nebraska.
All of them. Not just Nebraska. Every single grocery store.
Yeah.
Every
Oklahoma.
single
Oklahoma does not need like fresh cod.
Every single day at every grocery store.
Yeah.
So unsustainable.
Yeah. So a lot of these trawlers are, they receive permits from the Somali government. The government gets money from these companies, but then it's not
fishermen are
passed along to the fishermen. So the fishermen aren't getting anything. But then some of the trawlers are illegal and they just show up and they just do it anyway.
Yeah.
And like, who's going to stop them?
The pirates.
But like they have security, they have armed guards. They'll just shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm not trying to defend pirates.
Greed goes in the other way too.
But I do understand when you are desperate. Like people, when the economy is bad, people turn to crime.
Right.
They're not doing it because they think it's fun.
Right.
And in that movie, Fishing Without Nets, this guy, it starts off with him coming home to his wife and his kids and being like, I didn't catch a single thing today. And his wife was like, our children are starving. And then his friends come to him. Well, friends, they're like kind of like thugs, but they come to him and they're like, you can make a lot of money if you come with us. And he's just like, I don't have any other option.
Yeah.
Like my children are going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's not great, but I understand why they're doing it. And I just think that if people weren't so greedy, like in these other countries, trawlers are coming from Pakistan and as far away as Thailand. Why is a boat from Thailand coming to Somalia and stealing their fish? Like there are multiple oceans in between.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no water around Thailand though. That's obviously
where could they possibly get
They're not famous for being anywhere near water.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. So this started in like the early 2000s. Between 2009 and 2011, there were an average of 300 pirate attacks per year.
Jesus.
Which is a lot. The US, the European Union, and NATO, after 2012, were like, okay, we have to do something about this. So they started sending out their own ships to try to shut it down. And it did make a huge impact. And then in like 2019, there were almost no attacks. So they were like, right, problem solved. However, it's not solved. It is on the rise again.
Yeah.
In the first half of 2024, there were 30 attacks. So not as many as there had been like 10 years prior, but it's happening again. Yeah. So we need to figure out how to get these people to be able to fish.
Yeah.
And have their jobs back, because otherwise they're going to do the only other thing that they can do.
So people just need to stop eating seafood.
Yeah. That's a bummer. I like seafood, but, you know, I'd rather all this stuff not happen.
Is it really worth it?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
That's the thing about seafood. I guess some people love seafood, but for the most part, it's not anyone's like favorite go-to.
No.
Like if you had to give up one thing for the betterment of the planet, which honestly, there is so much shit to be said for just stopping eating. Like if we just stopped scraping the ocean floors constantly, the overall health of the earth would go up so much.
Well, also, I mean, yes, you are correct. But then also you and I don't think on the show, but over the years, you and I have talked about like the pollution from fishing ships.
Yep.
Like they find these super, what's the word when something is very far away from anything else? Isolated?
Yeah.
Maybe. They find these islands that are like thousands of miles away from any other land. And it's just like an island that's like 2 square miles way out in the middle of the ocean. And it's covered in trash.
Yeah.
And it's covered in fishing nets.
Yes.
Because they don't take their fishing nets back to shore with them. They dump them in the ocean and then they wash up on these islands.
We are going to do an episode eventually about recycling. But something like 80 or 90% of the Pacific garbage patch that we're all made to feel so guilty about anytime that we have a plastic water bottle or anytime that we have anything, a fucking plastic straw, we're made to feel bad about the Pacific garbage patch. That shit is 80 to 90% fishing gear. That is fishing nets. That is fishing shit. I know we've already recommended like a TV show and 2 movies, but for the 3rd movie of our recommendation of this podcast,
I know what you're going to say.
Seaspiracy.
Oh, God. That shit is a tough watch. Necessary.
Yeah.
It will make you cry.
It is. We're killing ourselves by killing the oceans.
Yeah.
Like that is the fastest way for us to die, is by killing off the oceans.
Yeah. And killing, again, when they scrape the bottom of the ocean with these like industrial fishing ships.
It's the size of football. Like these nets can literally scrape a cathedral-sized thing off of the ocean floor. Like a cathedral. A giant cathedral could just be scraped along in one of these nets. That's how big they are.
It also destroys the coral.
All of it. Yep.
Which all the tiny little fish live in. And then the bigger fish come to the coral to like eat those fish.
And then the sharks.
And
as soon as the sharks start dying, we're fucking dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw, I forget, I think it was like a Sylvia Earle documentary, who, by the way, back when I thought that I would have children, like 10 years ago, I wrote out this list of all these names that I wanted to name like any potential daughters that I might have. And one of them was Sylvia, because of Sylvia Earle, who, if you don't know who that is, she is so fucking badass. Like she is, I don't know her official job title, like an oceanographer, I think she was a marine biologist.
Okay.
But she was scuba diving and like checking out ocean life before any other women were doing it. And now I think she's like in her 90s or something, and she's still scuba diving.
It's like a Jane Goodall.
Yes. Jane was another name that I was like, these women are awesome. I really want to, I mean, I'm not related to any of them, but I love these names and I love their stories. And now I'm like, I really don't want kids. So
Cat or something?
Sylvia and Jane. Yeah. But I think it was one of her documentaries, and some group of scuba divers like went to, again, one of these like remote islands, and there were no sharks anywhere. And you would think if you went to an island and there were no sharks in the water, it would be like, oh, cool, you can go swimming without fear of being attacked by a shark. No. If there are no sharks, that means that the ecosystem is collapsing.
Yep.
Like that is a very bad sign.
Yep.
Yeah. So
same as a few years ago when like shark attacks were going up on the shores of the United States on the eastern seaboard. There were all these shark attacks, and everyone was like, "This is crazy." It's because they don't have food. It's because you're making them
They're not supposed to come this close into the shore.
They had an all-you-can-eat buffet at their disposal every single day, and we have fucking scraped that clean, and so the only food left in the water is on the shores, and that's fucking us. So maybe put the fish in the water, leave them be, and then if we just stop eating all of the food that the sharks want, which we're not even eating it, we're throwing a majority of it away.
Yeah.
Because you cannot keep seafood at every grocery store in Oklahoma every day, all day. They're never running out, so it's all getting thrown away.
I mean, can't we just start off with passing some type of law where, like, it all has to be frozen? Like, if you don't live within 200 miles of the coast, you're not allowed to sell fresh seafood. Can we just start there? And then we can work on
every grocery store could have frozen fish. You could have one, like how there used to be a butcher shop in a town.
Yeah.
You could have one fresh seafood thing in a town. It doesn't need to be every single fucking grocery store in every single city. You could have like a city, and if you live out in the sticks or the suburbs, you have to go into town to get your fresh You can have your frozen shit at the grocery store. But if you want fresh, there should be one place where we are supplying that. And if it runs out, yay. It all got used up.
Yeah.
Not, oh no, we should have caught 1 billion more.
Yeah.
So that we could throw them all out at the end of the day.
Yeah, it should be a good thing when you like sell out of something because it means it's
especially
not going to waste.
Something fresh like that. If it's frozen, sure, have as much as you want on the shelves. But when it's fresh like that, it should run out because we're just throwing away so much and we're killing the earth in the process.
Yeah, we're killing the earth, we're killing animals, and we're killing ourselves.
Gar. Now I get why they say that.
I forgot we're talking about pirates.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a quick little correction from something that I said a few episodes ago. I made a mistake.
What?
Okay. You know how I said in the cruises episode that the British did not go to India originally, that it was the Dutch East India Trading Company, and then they fucked it up, so the British government had to come in and take over. I was wrong, but I was wrong for the dumbest possible reason.
Okay.
So there was a company called the Dutch East India Company. Sometimes they stuck the word trading in there, sometimes they didn't. It's very confusing.
Okay.
That started in the year 1602.
Okay.
They focused on going to India, and then they ended up in what is now Indonesia.
Okay.
And getting like silk and spices and stuff like that. So that was founded in 1602. In the year 1600, so 2 years before that, there is another company called the English East India Trading Company. So they have the exact same fucking name.
Okay.
So the Dutch company did not go to India and do all that stuff. The British one did. So it was the British people's fault. They have the same name. It's, how was I supposed to know?
I recognized that when you said it, but I wasn't going to say
it. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Caught that immediately.
I have never believed something less than what you just said.
Immediately.
Okay, whatever. So those companies, now we're going to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
The English East India Company was in the Caribbean doing their thing.
Trading.
You've seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, I mean a long time ago.
How many did you watch?
I think just the first 2.
Okay. I think that's all you need to have seen based on what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
It gets weirder on the third one.
The second one was even weird to me. It was one of those, it wasn't set up to be, I mean, the first one was great because it was Star Wars.
Yeah.
But the second one was definitely like not intended to be.
Well, I think the first one made however many like fucking billions or trillions, we don't even know, dollars. And they were like, oh, instant sequel.
Right. But when it's not set up to be a sequel like that, when it's just like we're going from a standalone movie to a trilogy, because that's what they have to do immediately.
Yeah.
The second the second movie is always just undoing all of the happily ever afters from the first movie. So it's like we tied everything up in a neat, perfect little bow. It was like episode 4 of Star Wars, but then we ended it.
Yeah, the first one ended like perfectly.
Yes, exactly. But then they had to make more, so then they had to like undo the couple is living happily ever after and everybody gets to that. Like they had to undo all of that, and that's what the second movie is. And then the third movie is just a giant like, now we wrap everything up again in another bow, but it's a lot messier because it was never intended to be this way.
Yeah, but then they made 2 more after that. I think there were 5. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
there were at least 5.
Johnny Depp had some wine he had to pay for, and the cocaine is not cheap.
That is accurate. Yeah, someone reported one time that he spent like $100,000 a year on wine, and he was like, that is not true. It's at least 300,000.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Jesus Christ. Expensive pisses, man.
Well, it was expensive wine. He wasn't buying the same $6 Trader Joe's wine that I buy.
I hope not, he'd be dead, but like, Jesus.
Yeah.
You're going to piss out hundreds of dollars a day?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
If you can afford it, I bet it tastes good. So in Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm so sweaty. Do you see how my hair is wet right here?
No,
it's
I can't see.
I'm that's a sheen on her. Okay. So in Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow, amazing. One of my favorite characters from movies. I just think he's great. He was commissioned by the British East India Company to run goods across the Atlantic. And there is a character in Pirates of the Caribbean named Beckett, who is played by the one and only Tom Hollander, who is an incredible actor. I wish that people worshipped him the way that he deserves. A lot of people don't even know who he is. Do you know who this guy is? He was in season 2 of White Lotus. He was the gay guy who had the nephew.
Oh,
that's Tom Hollander.
Okay.
He's incredible.
Okay.
He's the guy in Pride and Prejudice who at the table, they were sitting at the table and he was like, this is an exemplary potato. I don't remember the time I've had such a wonderful vegetable. He's amazing. He's also in a bunch of American Dad. You should look him up. He's great. Anyway, he played this like evil guy who worked for the English East India Company. It's so confusing.
How you look up and I see the like math equations going in front of your eyes as you're like, Europe, England, English. No trading. Don't say trading. India company.
No, I know. I want to keep. Well, in the movie, they called it the trading company.
Well, then call it that. Who cares?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this guy Beckett hired Jack Sparrow because he was such a good. Again, he was a talented pirate. So they were like, "We're going to make what you're doing legal, so that you can do it for us."
He's Han Solo. I mean,
yes, exactly. So he was like, "You're going to go to Africa and bring some goods back." And Jack Sparrow was like, cool. So he went to Africa and then he picked up the goods. And then he was like, no. I think he would have been okay with that. He did not like what the goods were. And so on the way back to the Caribbean, he set the goods free. And it was 100 people.
Oh.
And there's this scene.
Is this the second one?
This is a deleted scene.
Oh, God.
Which, how fucking dare you delete this scene where he's talking to Beckett and Beckett is like, oh, you ran into some trouble with the East India Company, didn't you? And like, you set the cargo free and like, that's why we're enemies. And Jack Sparrow was like, people aren't cargo. And so when he set them free, Beckett like chased him down and set his ship on fire. And it was called the Wicked Wench. And so he went down with his ship, but then he made a deal with Davy Jones to save his life and to save the ship. So then the ship came back up to the surface, but it was burned. So it was named the Black Pearl. And that's why the government is like pissed at Jack Sparrow because he set a bunch of slaves free because he's not a monster. So he's a hero.
Yes.
I guess the British in this case are the monsters.
In an American film?
Those are good movies. I cannot believe that they deleted that scene. That's like a pivotal scene, right?
I mean,
right?
They had to keep in all the Orlando Bloom stuff.
I guess so. Ugh, boring. Anyway, okay, that's kind of all I have to say about pirates. In the personal experiences / opinions section, I have no personal experience with pirates, luckily.
That's funny. I mean, I have watched a few movies that were definitely filmed in theaters.
Really?
Someone holds it. Yeah, Sixth Sense.
Really?
Yeah, there was a magical time. It was when The Sixth Sense came out. It was when Blair Witch Project came out. I'm so glad I didn't spend money on that heap of trash. Jesus Christ.
I've never seen that movie.
Don't save yourself. It's the most boring shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not scary.
No, you don't see anything. You never see anything. It's a bunch of kids walking, like running around in the woods, holding cameras and shaking them and being like, oh my God, did you see that? And then you're like, no, because you were doing this with the camera the whole time. Why would I have seen?
When that movie came out, did people think that it was actually found footage?
Yeah. That was the like marketing scheme that they did. Was that they made it seem like it was real. And then like, well, I guess they like did that in the lead up, and then like the week before they had all the like
the actors
on shows and stuff. So it obviously wasn't. And like if you knew that it wasn't, it was just the dumbest fucking movie you've ever seen.
Well, then why did they say that it was real beforehand?
To try and drum up. It was like the first movie of its kind where it was like a found footage film. And so they tried to make it seem like it was real.
I just wouldn't, if I were marketing that movie, I wouldn't have trotted out the actors. I would have pretended that it was.
I think they tried to. I don't know.
Because at the end of the movie.
After the movie came out, they trotted out or something like that. Like, maybe if you went and saw it the first day, you didn't know that or something. Okay. But it would like, they didn't keep them secret for very long.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, how did they get this footage?
Oh, that's true.
Like, they all dropped the cameras in the woods. How did you get the fucking cameras?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I won't ever watch it.
It's so dumb. I'm sorry. I'm saving
That's okay. That's okay.
You should watch Our Flag Means Death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, immediately.
Yeah.
And maybe rewatch a Pirates.
Yeah.
With some Caesar salad.
I do. I just think that the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, flawless.
Star Wars.
Perfection.
Star Wars.
No notes.
Yeah.
The second one is also good.
Notes. But yeah.
I would say unnecessary, but also good. The third one just goes off the fucking rails. The third one is like boring. And the whole time I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I didn't feel a need to see it.
No, you don't need to.
I guess the second one was more curiosity.
Yeah.
But
and it was pretty good.
It was fine.
Third one was bad. Sorry. For my closing segment, I have a very quick, very stupid story.
Sweet.
At the start of the Civil War in the United States of America.
This is not a personal story.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I was not around for the Civil War. This is not a personal story. Cool. It is true, though.
Okay.
Okay. So at the start of the Civil War, people began hoarding coins because the metal that the coins were made of was valuable.
Worth more than the coins.
Yes.
Like pennies.
Yes. So that's a good point. Never thought of that. Yes. Pennies are basically.
No, it's literally illegal to melt down a penny.
Worthless these days. Is it?
Yeah, because the copper it's made out of is worth more than it's worth more than a cent. Like the amount of copper in a penny is worth more than a penny. So it's illegal to melt them down because you could sell the copper for more.
Well, then it should be legal. So that, I mean, aren't we all about just making a buck no matter the cost?
Nope.
Isn't that what this country is about?
Treasury. They are not about everyone making a buck. They are about making all of the bucks themselves, quite literally.
I feel like I've heard people say recently that they just throw pennies away because they're like, it's not worth it to keep track of them. Mm-hmm. So anyway, okay. So people were hoarding coins. So to avoid a financial crisis, the Treasury was like, okay, instead of putting out coins during this period that are worth like 5 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents is not a coin, 5 cents, 25 cents.
I was like, is that how we got the quarter? It used to just be 20 cents.
No.
And they were like, you know what we got to do?
I'm just really stupid. 50 cents, etc. Instead of doing that, they said we're going to put out paper bills that are worth that amount. So instead of having a coin that's worth 50 cents, we're going to put out a bill, like a piece of paper. So the name of the Secretary of the Treasury at the time was Spencer Clark. And he was very unpopular with Congress because
like the most forgettable name I could possibly think of.
Yeah. I think so. So he caused a bunch of scandals. Congress did not like him. They were very tired of him. He had been the secretary already for about 10 years.
Jesus.
So he was investigated in 1864 by the House of Representatives because a congressman claimed that the Treasury had become a house for orgies and bacchanals. Which
throwing that paper coin money everywhere
is funny. This next part is not quite as funny. He was accused of plying female employees, which I was surprised that they even had female employees at the time. He was accused of plying them with oysters and ale, and he made improper overtures to them, which is a very fancy way of saying that he would get them drunk and then sexually harass them. So that's not funny. He was a piece of shit. But like the orgies part is just so funny. Like in the Treasury.
Yes. No, that's quite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he would also hire like women that he thought were pretty, which sounds familiar. Yeah. So one woman told Congress that he offered her first $100, and then she said no, and then $1,000.
Get that money, girl,
for a tryst with her. And I'm like, how much? Oh God, I could have so easily done this. Math. Okay, how much was $1,000 150 years ago? A lot of money.
That's a lot.
A lot of money.
Nowadays, that would be a lot.
That's a lot of money. Yeah, so not exactly sure why she turned him down, but you know, we have the right to say no.
Do we have a photo of this guy?
Well, actually, yes, because listen to this next part.
Shit.
So when it came time to print the 5-cent note, this man, Spencer Clark,
oh my God,
saw an order from Congress that the person who should go on the 5-cent note was a man called William Clark, also known as Clark from the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Okay.
So it was to honor him.
Sure.
But when they sent over the document saying that the note should have Clark on it, they didn't say a first name. So Spencer Clark was like,
what?
It's my time to shine. So he literally put his own portrait on these 5-cent notes.
Well, they must have been talking about me. Clark is such a unique name.
Isn't that like, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I do think that is funny.
Yeah.
He seems like he was an asshole
the narcissism
and a predator.
Is very.
But I do think it's funny that he was like, fuck it.
Very humorous.
Yeah. Like, I'm a Clark.
I just I wish that there was some sort of like account of the first time that someone else saw that and went, why the bro, is this you? Why the fuck did you put you're not what?
Yeah.
What?
Like, why would you possibly think that it was going to be you?
What?
Yeah. Like, what have you done? Yeah. So,
why do you think?
Yeah. Like, how did you think you would get away with this? So a Pennsylvania congressman named Russell Thayer found out in March of 1866 that this guy had put his own fucking face on the money, and he was pissed. So he amended an appropriations bill, and he said, hereafter, no portrait or likeness of any living person shall be engraved or placed upon any of the bonds, securities, notes, or postal currency of the United States.
Wow.
So that was passed the next month in April of 1866. So it made it a law for the first time in the U.S. that money in the U.S. can only feature the likeness of a deceased person. Nice. Yes, correct. But it took a second proposal in like a month later that to actually stop them from printing this money. Like they passed the proposal that made it illegal to put the face on the money, but then they were like, oh, but they're still printing them.
Yeah.
So then they had to pass another law. Yeah. So that prohibited the issue of any note with a denomination of less than 10 cents. So they were like, we don't know how to stop this. So now we're making the 5-cent note illegal. Wow. And then that stopped it.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking funny though?
Yeah.
I can't believe. Yeah.
I mean, male narcissism, just, it's, wow.
It's been around for a long time.
It knows no bounds.
It does not. I think that's so funny.
That's hilarious. I kind of wish I had one, honestly.
Yeah.
I wish I had one of those 5-cent notes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Spencer Clark. What a fool.
Fucking dumbass. Another dumbass in history. Maybe that should be an ongoing segment. A dumbass throughout history.
I would love that. Let's do that.
All right.
Okay. All right. That about wraps it up. I hope you learned some things about pirates. Next episode, we'll be talking about clothing sizes.
Yes.
All right.
Dumbass clothing sizes.
A very dumb topic.
Yep.
That honestly affects our lives on a regular basis. So that's going to be a good one.
Yep. I do have a little more experience with clothing sizes than I do with pirates.
That's good.
A tiny bit more.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. Well, for now, thank you so much for listening and watching. And you can catch more audio episodes wherever you find your podcasts. And our video episodes are on YouTube and Spotify. We tried to laugh more out loud today so that you don't have to watch the video episodes to know what's happening. But if you want to, that's cool. You can follow us at Everything's Dumb Pod on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you have a dumb topic that you want us to talk about, let us know. You can reach out to us at any of those platforms. We would love to hear it. Yep. Okay. I would say stay sane out there, but I think Kate has lost her mind. So just join her. Just go crazy. Why not? Oh my God. Okay, we will talk to you on Monday.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.